Hello, YouTube coin collection stackers. Today we're going to be following the harrowing journey of a 250th anniversary Army Privy American Silver Eagle that my son ordered back in August, and he literally just received it yesterday. So what happened with this thing? Where did it go? You're not even going to believe the journey that this humble little Silver Eagle took to finally make it to my son. Before we dive into all of the twists and turns in this fun little adventure, don't forget to like and subscribe. I sincerely appreciate it, and as always, thank you for watching. So here we have this 250th anniversary Army Privy American Eagle. As we all know, that it didn't sell out immediately, but it did sell out after a period of time. My son has gotten into coin collecting in the last couple of years, and he was asking me if he should pick one up. I encouraged him to. I said it's probably a good thing to grab. They're selling for a premium now, so it's probably a good thing to grab and put away for a few years. So he went and grabbed one for himself, and I got mine, and was like, hey, did you get yours yet? No, I didn't got it yet. I don't know what's going on. So I went in and took a look. So let's go ahead and switch over here to the screen without further ado, and let's see kind of what happened. So we're at the USPS website, and let's just start with the tracking. So here we start. We're in Irving, Texas. This is where the Mint distribution center is. If you order things from the Mint, they're going to ship out of Irving, Texas. So far so good. They printed the label. It's in Irving, Texas. Goes to Dallas. We're talking same day. Leaves Dallas the same day. And now we're in transit. And essentially, right, so here we are. And so I'm out in California. So we're already in Avondale, Arizona, here on the 15th. And so not too bad. Now my son lives up in South Los Angeles. So here we have this, it hits La Puente, which is sort of in that area, South Los Angeles. And it sits here for a couple of days. So you see this is August 18th. On August 22nd, it arrives at City of Industry. So this is a couple towns over. So, these things happen. Things get sort of mixed up. Departs the same day. Arrives in Anaheim. So my son lives very close by there. I'm thinking, okay, well, and by the way, this has already been 9 days. I've already received mine. So I'm telling him, okay, it's cool. Don't worry. It's going to come any minute. Right? It just came into Anaheim. So then it goes to transit to Anaheim again. And you see this kind of in the same thing, right? So this regional destination facility and this regional facility, are these the same place? Who knows? The USPS is a bit of a black box sometimes. But it sort of leaves and comes back, probably to the same place. It sits here until later that evening. So this is first thing in the morning. Later that evening, it arrives in Moreno Valley. So if you're not familiar with the geography of Southern California, Moreno Valley is in the opposite direction, back toward Arizona. It's not terribly far. It's in what's called the Inland Empire, but it's sort of out on the way to Palm Springs as you're heading back east out of here. So it leaves almost immediately. Boom, it's in and out. That was fast, right? Within like 10 minutes, it's in and out of that facility. Now it's in transit for several days before it arrives back in Texas. Now, if you remember down the bottom here, it started in Texas. Now it's gone Arizona to Southern California, sort of bumped around Southern California for more or less a week, and it arrives back in Texas. I don't know where this is related to Irving, Texas, or Dallas, Texas. I'm sure those of you who live in Texas can let me know. But it sits here for 2 days. Then it ends up in Flower Mound, Texas. Again, I don't know how far that is geographically. I could look it up. Before it arrives back in Dallas, Texas, which is essentially where it started. So if we go back to this is now the 27th of August. This was ordered on the 13th of August. So this is, let's just say 2 weeks, almost to the day, right? 2 weeks. It's back in Dallas, Texas. Takes a couple of days to make it to Colorado. Aurora, Colorado. Now we're way off the grid on this thing now. In Aurora, Colorado. Then to Denver. And then they realize, oh, whoopsie, this is going the wrong way. So the next day it's back in Dallas. So now it's been in Dallas 3 times. And it's visited, if we were to guess, right, UPS ground advantage, So it's been in Texas, New Mexico, Arizona, California, then those states again on the way back. Now it's gone to Colorado, and now back to Texas. So it's been in Dallas 3 times at this point. Stays there for another day, finally goes out the next day, and yet, wait a second, now it's in Dallas still. I don't understand. It's departed, then it's arrived again, then it's departed again. Maybe these are different facilities. I don't know. So now we're on September 1st, and here it is sitting here. September 1st, September 1st, September 1st. Arrives in Avondale, Arizona. Again, we're back in Avondale now for at least the second time, maybe the third time. And then it sits here. Sits for a whole week. My son is going, Dad, what is going on? Where is this thing? You told me to get it. I don't understand. So I put in the missing mail search request. And if you've ever had these issues with, in fact, my brother, I was complaining to him about this, my brother back east, and he goes, man, my ski pole, I ordered these ski poles. They've been stuck in New Jersey. You know, he lives in the Northeast, up in Massachusetts. And it was like, well, they've been stuck in New Jersey for like the last 2 weeks. I said, well, all you have to do is put in a missing mail request. Well, how do you do that? I said, dude, just Google USPS missing mail search. And it brings you up and you create a login, you put your tracking number in, right? And then you can initiate the search. You got to fill out a form. It's pretty easy. But in my experience, as soon as you do this, whatever's going on with this thing that you're missing and watching it bounce all over the country, suddenly it gets back on track almost immediately. So I go ahead and submit this on the 8th. Sits for the 8th, sits for the 9th, the 10th. I'm going, oh boy, what's going on? They can't find it. Then all of a sudden, the 11th, it reappears back in Anaheim. So this is the 11th, September 11th, yesterday. And remember, it was back in Anaheim on August 24th a couple of different times, August 23rd. So now it's back in Anaheim and sits there till it arrives in Fullerton and gets to Fullerton, which is up where my son lives. So here's the journey. This is almost 1 month. So we started on the 13th, and it arrives on the 11th of September, 1 month later. And my son, unfortunately, hasn't even been able to pick it up yet because I told him it had come, and then he was late for work this morning, so he'll pick it up after work. But anyway, that is the harrowing journey of our good friend, the Army Privy Medal that my son ordered. And I almost regretted telling him to order it. I'm glad he has it now. It was one of these things where you ask yourself, am I going to have to go to the Mint and tell them I didn't get it and try to get a refund, and how's that? And if you've ever called the Mint on their customer service line, I will tell you, they're quite good. I've had to call about a couple of different things, and I've always had a great experience when I've had to call them in, and they're open 7 days a week, which I actually called them on a Sunday about something, and they picked up and helped me right away. So that was pretty cool, actually. And it was Labor Day weekend as well, so they're open 7 days a week at the Mint. Unlike the post office, where it's really hard to get somebody to help you with anything, the Mint's quite the opposite. So that's my video for today. I just wanted to share this journey. I think it's kind of humorous that, these things are happening with the U.S. Post Office. I made eBay. I'll post a link to a couple of my eBay videos where I talk about some of the weird stuff that I experience as an eBay seller, shipping coins and things that happen, and some strategies I've come up with to try to get my coins actually into the hands of my customers, which is sometimes more challenging than any of us would like to admit. But I'm going to wrap it there. As always, thanks for watching, and happy collecting.